Quote, "Water smacks of the soil. The wisdom of man takes the color of the company he keeps." Meaning of the quote. This quote draws a powerful metaphor. Just as water takes on the characteristics of the soil it flows through, so too does a person's wisdom, character, and understanding reflect the nature of those they surround themselves with. Water, in its purest form, is clear and tasteless. But as it passes through soil, it carries minerals, sediments, and even scents, its nature subtly altered. Similarly, a human mind, though capable of independent thought, cannot help but be shaped by its social environment. Our attitudes, perceptions, language, and even sense of morality are colored by the soil of our relationships and surroundings. This quote reminds us that human wisdom is not developed in isolation, but in interaction. And the quality of that interaction is what determines whether we grow, stagnate, or decline. Spiritual perspective. From a spiritual lens, this quote speaks to the inner journey of consciousness. Every soul is like a vessel of clear water, capable of clarity, reflection, and purity. However, the path of life brings us into contact with different kinds of people and environments. These interactions tint the water within us, sometimes brightening it with compassion and truth, other times clouding it with ego, fear, or confusion. Spiritual teachings across cultures emphasize the power of association. Spending time in the presence of the wise, the kind, the still, and the self-aware elevates us. Just as stagnant or polluted water becomes purified by flowing through clean channels, so too does our inner life find refinement through virtuous companionship. The message is simple but profound. If you seek light, sit among those who shine. Scientific perspective. Science supports this truth in more tangible ways. Environmental influence. Water dissolves substances it touches. This is a basic principle in chemistry called the universal solvent property of water. It absorbs minerals, chemicals, and elements depending on the soil and environment it flows through. The taste, color, and nutritional content of natural water sources vary dramatically for this reason. Neuroscience and psychology. Human beings are neurologically wired for social mimicry. Mirror neurons in our brains allow us to empathize, learn, and adapt by imitating the behaviors of others. If someone in your circle speaks with confidence, you'll gradually echo that tone. If others dwell in criticism or pessimism, you'll find your own thoughts growing darker. Behavioral science. Studies show that our habits, values, and even career success are strongly influenced by our social networks. This is known as peer effect, and it extends to everything from eating habits to financial decisions to moral reasoning. So scientifically, it's not just poetic, it's proven. We become like the people around us. Let's bring this wisdom to life through a short story. In a quiet valley, there were two streams. One flowed gently through clear, quartz-laden soil, and its water sparkled in the sun, pure, sweet, and refreshing. The other ran past an abandoned mine, gathering iron and sulfur along the way, turning murky and bitter. Nearby, a young traveler once asked an old gardener why he only used water from the clear stream. The gardener smiled and said, "Both streams are water, but one has forgotten its source. The soil shaped its taste. People are the same. The company they keep seeps into their words, their hearts, their lives." The traveler left with more than water that day. He left with wisdom. Everyday application. How this quote applies to our lives. This quote is deeply practical in modern life. Here's how it shows up every day. Relationships. Surrounding ourselves with uplifting, honest, and self-aware individuals fosters growth. Toxic or negative company can derail our values, diminish our confidence, and create inner conflict. Work culture. Being part of a supportive, ethical, and forward-thinking team encourages productivity and integrity. Conversely, working among deceit, gossip, or cynicism dulls creativity and morale. Digital influence. Today, company includes what we watch, read, and scroll through. The accounts we follow, the content we consume, these shape our worldview, attention span, and emotional state. Self-awareness. This quote calls us to take inventory of our environment. Are we surrounded by people who bring out the best in us, or those who drain us? Do we elevate others, or absorb their worst qualities? We are always absorbing, and just like water, we will taste of what we flow through. This quote is not a warning, it's a gentle invitation to awareness. It reminds us that while we cannot always control our environment, we can choose who we walk with, who we listen to, and who we allow to influence our inner world. Let your wisdom be shaped by truth, your company be chosen with care, and your essence, like water, remain clear, nourishing, and life-giving. Thank you for joining this exploration of wisdom. If this message resonated with you, like, share, and subscribe for more insights into timeless truths. Remember, every great journey begins with a single step, and every great idea begins with a strong foundation. See you in the next episode.